Yeah, I was just about to say, aside from the gifted subs, we're also going to see not one, not two, not even three, but 4 lakes as we jump into game number 3.
I can't believe you did me like that, Liticor. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd game in the series between Hut and Vortix. This is your August monthly finals, the first series, a best of 7. Spawning on the south side of the map, playing in the color red as the Rus. We've got Hut.
And on the northern side, it is going to be in command of the Chinese, Vortix playing as the color blue. Obviously, 2 civilizations with red flags each, so we had to choose one player that is going to play blue and the other one's gonna have to play red. Such is life. It would have been worse if one player was orange and the other one was red, I feel.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. You know, something that I noticed, now, maybe I'm just a little bit paranoid here. Something I noticed French players were doing to me on the ladder. So when you pick your color in ranked on the ladder, it shows up, right? Like you can see, oh, your enemy's picked green. And then that blanks it out so that they can't pick green. So you know what the French players do? They pick teal because it's really close to green. So then when they come and raid you and you're looking at the minimap, you don't know where the raid's happening. You hear the alarm going off or you might see a little bit, but they're just so sneaky about it, those damn French players. So now I've had to stop picking my color. Yeah, it can be difficult to differentiate it. But fortunately, as you mentioned, there is no orange. It is just going to be blue.
I'm actually surprised that you're saying teal here, because I would have thought that the French players would be picking just hardcore green, simply because I would have thought it blends better with the minimap's green. Or is teal actually blending better with the minimap?
Oh no, they picked teal because I picked green, and so it's very, very close to my color.
So you're telling me that you're also dirty green color pickers so that your knights won't be seen?
Green is objectively the best color, and you will take that statement. Green is it's an S tier color. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, I think Viper would have something to say about that one, but
I think he would. Look, yellow guarantees the best spawns, that is for sure. Let's take a look over at Vortix's base. One of the interesting things I'm noticing on the UI is that there's a distinct lack of an Imperial official. Now, he's got 2 scouts out. We see these double scouts fighting it out for the moment, but where's that Imperial official? He's got no mill, obviously started off with a dock, and no Imperial official on the villages that are on the lumber camp. So how many villas does he have on the lumber camp? It looks like there's quite a few of them. Still no Imperial official in queue at all. Vortix, what is going on? This is the no Imperial official strategy, also opening with houses rather than an early village.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I can see the village just not being picked because he needed to have the wood at the beginning to spend it on fishing ships. The IO is a bigger question, and all I can think about is that he had to go for a second scout that he would normally not go in this matchup, or well, at least on this map, because he was up against the Rus, and he desperately needed the second scout to deny the bounty, which he actually did a pretty good job with. His opponent is just at 155, only now bringing in 2 more wolves. So maybe having to go for that second scout made him feel like he doesn't want to skip another villager to make an Imperial officer this early.
My fear is that going for a second scout puts you even further behind without that IO. If that's the trade-off one has to make, you know, not having an IO for 3 minutes and 30 seconds at this point, that is a big trade-off.
I agree with you.
Yeah. It's a very big trade-off. But we now start to see Hut playing one of his favorite civilizations. These Australian guys love to play the Rus, and we actually see him going for a very early wooden fortress on his wood line. For anybody who's wondering what an Imperial official is, let me explain it to you. The Chinese have got access to a very special unit called the Imperial Official. And he's got lots of cool techniques and strategies that he can use, like supervision, which increases the resources that are dropped off at a building by 20%, or increases the productivity of a military building by 200. Actually, it's 150%, isn't it, Liticor?
Yep, it has recently been changed, and the reason why Drongo is so surprised that we're not seeing an IO is because at the beginning of this game, you could boost the amount of wood that you drop off at that lumber camp quite massively and make your life much easier when it comes to producing fishing ships. Now, it looks like he can sustain production, but part of the reason why Hut is going for that wooden fortress back at home is because that way he can also increase his own drop-off at his lumber camp, and I would assume that he's anticipating his opponent to play with an IO, and he just wants to offset that wood income difference between the 2 players by building that tower.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So now we're going to start to see gold being taken for Vortix instead of using the Imperial Official to collect gold because he doesn't have an Imperial Official. Golden Gate going down for Hut. Vortix on the other side, going to be looking, I suspect, to drop down an Imperial Academy. Indeed, it is going to be. Now, it could be some sort of advanced strategy where he's just like, well, I did the math and going for an Imperial Academy just works out better because then that way you can get more villagers out of it. You know, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, sure, you're buffing up your wood gathering in the early game, but you're also down one villager if you were to think about it that way. And, you know, once Song Dynasty comes in, technically you're down, you know, 1.5 villagers.
Indeed. But for the time being, it looks like both players tried to get a dock on the opponent's spawn. Hut's villager was found, so the scout is going to chase him back to the base of Hut. Whereas on the other side, I mean, Vortix is desperate, but Hut has these sections of walls up, so there's just no place to place that dock at for Vortix. He's trying to find one, but I mean, it's getting pretty obvious for Hut that there is a villager creeping up on him at this point.
Yeah, good luck getting through those walls as well. Those are the fortified palisades. Only the Rus have access to those, and they are double the HP of a normal wall. So it's going to take extra power to get through those.
And imagine Rus stone walls, right? Cuff, Paskaya Tower.
Imagine. But we do have the Imperial officials now coming out for Vortix. He's going to open up with just 2 Imperial officials, and it also looks like he might be thinking about heading to Song Dynasty. He's stacking up plenty of gold, plenty of food as well. So I suspect it's going to be the next target. But over on this other side of the map, we see Vortix looking to expand to the same pond that Hut is seeking to expand as well.
Yeah, the thing is that you won't be able to stop that Chinese builder with just 1 scout. He just builds so fast that this dock should go up, and you see, oh, Hut, he's going to aggro the boar.
Oh, you're so cheeky, Hut. I absolutely love it. Oh, he's so smart, isn't he? Look at the boar. Go, get it. Marine Lord's... Like, I shouldn't say that, but the boar going to be able to take out the villager. Oh, so cheeky. And now he should be able to get a Lodger attack ship over here in time. So the only way to deny that to deny that dock would be bringing more than 1 villager, because as soon as that villager arrives, it's just going to be killed immediately.
Yeah, that is just so sad here for Vortix. If it was only the scout, he wouldn't have been able to deny this, but the boar helped out so much. And as he said, first Lodger attack ship comes in, that should allow him to snipe the villagers immediately. And there is not much hope for Vortix to get that dock up on the left-hand side pond.
All right, well, it looks like double scout working together against that single scout, but hold on a minute. We've got a villager moving in from the top side. Hut, got to be careful with that scout that remains in the Lodger attack ship. Got to be looking to deny out this position, almost taking out that scout. Villager comes out and this dock going to get cancelled. Thank you very much. I'll take this pond for myself, says Hut.
That's a big one, because one of the weaknesses that we talked about with the Rus is that their expansion to these pawns is bad, because their combat ships are individually rather weak. So if you build docks at the same time, the junks will beat your Lodger attack ships. But if you're able to deny the opponent's dock like that, suddenly the Rus will secure a second pawn that's very big, because you're going to have a much better setup food eco-wise. And that's showing. Look at the resource bank of Hut. Not only is he playing 2 TCs and 2 pawns, he's going to beat his opponent to Castle Age by a massive margin.
Yeah, this is quite a huge lead that he's got here. And keep in mind, he's playing this as the Chinese, so he builds that landmarks extra quickly. I'm curious to see whether he supervises a couple of monks out of the monastery, because there's no military on the field for these guys at the moment. He's got nothing stopping him.
1 villager and a dream. This is what we're looking at right now. I mean, ambition is definitely not something that Vortix has a shortage of. He's going to try to get a dock on the backside.
It's the Imperial Palace. Nobody expected the Imperial Palace coming out from Vortix.
The dock. Oh, it could go up.
Did that dock? No, I think he's going to scout the villager for sure. There's no way
he went away with the Lodger attack ship. It's patrolling. He's going to get there in time.
Yeah, he'll get this easily. Now the attack. Oh my lord, look at that villager build though. Jeez Louise, it's got some speed on it, doesn't it? Villager going to be going down. Dock going to go up. Very doubtful, unfortunately. And surely that gets cancelled.
Yeah, it's gonna get cancelled. I didn't even think that Vortix will have enough resources for Castle. I thought he was just going Song Dynasty, but I was wrong. And look at that, on the other side, High Trade House is the landmark of choice. I guess, as you said, because Vortix could supervise some monks out to just take away some of the relics, it makes more sense for Hut to get the guaranteed gold from the High Trade House and still yoink 1 or 2 relics by dropping a monastery and then going warrior monks.
I agree. It's dangerous at this point. He is the second to age up. But hold on a minute. Let's head back to that High Trade House. We might have a little bit of a deny coming through here as the Palace Guard is moving out. He's slowly doing damage, but it's not going to be enough. And the High Trade House comes up. 130 a minute. Not terrible. He's only on 210 bounty, though. So once he kills a boar, that will go up to 250, and then that will bump up the amount that the high trade house has got. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
And the thing is that he's going to have a non-stop spawn of deer. So he's going to be buffered up. Even if he loses some of his fishing eco, it's not like his complete food eco is going to collapse. So he's got a nice fallback option with that too. So kind of like the addition of the high trade house here for Hot.
Knight numbers looking pretty healthy for Hart as he's looking to clear up these Palace Guards. Keep in mind the Palace Guards are a faster unit than the Men-at-Arms, so going to be able to run away at least for the most part. Now, on the other side of the map, Vortix doesn't seem like he's gone for a monastery just yet. We'll have a quick squiz at his base and see exactly what he's got. Oh, Spearman, it seems, going to be the way that he's going.
I mean, he has to. He's facing so many Knights here already.
Yeah. And now Spearman looking to hold on. Town Center going to be providing some covering fire. The Knight was doing a little bit of a dance back and forth, but still it looks to hold on. Has he got the upgrade? I can't tell if he's got the veteran upgrade just yet for these Knights.
He has. They're a little bit more silvery
go.
looking when they have the veterancy, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, it looks like a couple... Oh, my lord, that's a lot of villagers now. Villager count for Vortix, 52, going to continue declining. Hut on the other side, 62. So he's got a nice little lead there.
And keep in mind, his fishing ships are much, much better than the ones from Vortix right now. Nice little brace by the Spearman, but insufficient numbers. He's trying his best to keep squeezing out Spearman, but you see the Knights are just rampaging his base, picking off an IO as well. That's a great target and a great pickup by Hot. Good momentum on the side of the Australian here.
Yeah, and he continues attacking the gold mine. A beautiful attack. Great timing on this one. Keep in mind, he's got a second town center behind this, focusing all of his resources, it seems, just on the Knights for the moment. And that's all that's in queue. He's also got a Warrior Monk in queue, but now dropping down Archery Rangers. So looking to begin diversifying his interests, turning his attention towards that dock. Probably just looking to bring the spears out here. Those are veteran spears, so you do not want to mess with them because, as you see, they shred through those Knights very quickly.
Indeed they do, but the thing is that Hot has the step advantage here. Not only is he raiding his opponent, stretching him out so much, he's forcing him to go mass Spearman, and that plays right into the hands of the Rus, allowing him to make an easy and rather swift transition to Horse Archers. Vortix is in trouble here. He's struggling to clean up the Knights, and he's yet to find out that he's about to face Horse Archers soon.
Oh, the villagers going down. A lot of spears, though. They're going to find a nice little sandwich. Hold on a minute. I said sandwich, but... Yeah, now they're coming back towards the woodline. Oh, just beautiful micro coming out from Hart. Just unfortunately for Vortix, doesn't have the APM, it seems, to split these spearmen up adequately. Imperial Official going down in classic Imperial Official fashion. More spears moving towards those villagers, looking to keep them safe on the south side as those Knights try and pick them up. Look at the Knight numbers coming out right now for Hart. This is ludicrous, Ludicor.
It is such a good setup for him. He knows fully well that the Palace Guard is gonna be the opening for the Chinese player, preemptively countered that with the Knights, and now he's got the mobility advantage. And the thing is that, as you said, Vortix is just forced to go full Spearman, and look at that. Horse Archers already making an appearance on the battlefield. Vortix confined into his own base, yet to start picking up relics. He can hope for a great fight here, but even that is gonna be insufficient. Hut actually gives him one.
Yeah, those Knights typically aren't the best units against Spearmen, especially when there's that many Spearmen out, so probably want to wait for a few more Horse Archers before engaging that, but now Imperial Official doing what it does best. Once again, going down, bring on the second one, there it goes. That's the fourth Imperial Official down this game. Geez, it feels to be good to be Chinese. Remember, with the Imperial Academy change, this doesn't really affect the Chinese economy that much. You can just rebuild your Imperial Officials.
You know what affects them? Being down to 50 eco as opposed to 74. That's what affects them. These raids, they have taken a big toll on Vortix's eco. He's missing out on all the relics, lost 4 IOs, so he's losing a lot of efficiency right now in his eco and production. And his eco is just a train wreck right now. And you get the feel that Hut has such a massive momentum. Even with that war junk out on the left-hand side pond, it's too little too late for Vortix.
It definitely feels that way. And one of the things to note is that Vortix was looking to deny that pond from Hart. Hart never took it. He put a dock out and that was it. But speaking of all it was, Knight's getting a beautiful surround. Horse Archers on the backside. This could be it right here. If this goes down with the way that it's looking, that Barbican manages to get up, but it's not going to be nearly enough. Villagers going to be going down as well. Hart cleaning house, and it looks like it might be a quick 2-1 in this game. Indeed it is. Good game gets called. Hart is your victor, the Australian sensation.
Once again, spectacular game from Hot here. Terrific performance. We've been talking about this guy as one of the most under-the-radar players when it comes to possibly qualifying. He got knocked out in the June monthly by Vortix himself 3-0. Never won a single set against Vortix in his career. And now he's up once again 2-1, and it's the confidence that he's playing with. It's spectacular, really. His game plan is there. His micro is stellar. That's probably the biggest thing to talk about. This game, that Knight micro, was absolutely stellar.
One of the things I loved about this was the great bait over on that western pond. We saw Hutt deny the dock and then pretend like he was doing something over there. His enemy couldn't scout him. You know, Vortix was just sitting there kind of questioning, oh, there's a big expansion over there that I could go and attack, because he knew he couldn't attack the south pond. So he's just going for the west one. And he ended up committing. He got that dock up. He built a war junk, and there was nothing there.